So this is the whole truth and nothing but the truth of being an entrepreneur. What's up, icons? It's the iconic fashion figure back with a new video. For today's video, I'm going to talk more about the stats and the facts of being an entrepreneur. So I'm going to start out by giving you the stats to kind of debunk all of the thoughts and the fears that you guys may have in your head of being an entrepreneur. Those of you that are already stuck in being an entrepreneur, you feel like you don't know if it's for you or not. And then I'm going to hit you with the reality of what it's like of being an entrepreneur, because we all have this vision in our head of what it's like to be an entrepreneur and work for ourselves, but we really don't know the truth of what it's like until you actually done it. So let's get into this video. So I'm going to start out with the first statistic that was out from 2019. For those of you that are concerned about how much money you should start your business with and thinking that you need $20,000 and $30,000 and you can't start a business with anything less, stats show that 1/3 of businesses, which is a huge number because there's millions of businesses out there, 1/3 of small businesses start with less than 5,000. So if you have 5,000 or less, you're part of that 1/3 category. People get their businesses started with less than 5,000 and they last. You can't make it happen. You don't need $20,000 or $30,000 to get started. For those of you that think you are too old to start your business, or even those of you that are young and it may not work out the first time and you think if it doesn't work now, it'll never work, 60% of people that actually start a small business range in the age of 40 to 60. So I promise you, it's never too late, and don't give up too soon, because you have a whole life ahead of you to do it. And for those of you that are already in the range of 40 to 60, you are part of that mass majority of 60% of small business owners. That's typically when they start, so you're not late. For those of you that are already in business, or those of you that have the fear of failing and that's why you won't start your business, do you want to know the main reason why most businesses fail? 82% of businesses, yes, 82, so this is a huge number, 82% of businesses typically fail due to poor cash management. And I kind of hit on this in my last video, telling you in order to remain in business, you want to have a positive cash flow. So if you have poor management skills, if you are someone that struggles with saving money and budgeting money, this is why I keep doing videos about budgeting your money. It may be tough for you compared to those that are used to saving, those that know how to budget, and those are used to strategizing when it comes to their finances. If that's not you, it may be a little tougher for you. Doesn't mean it's not possible, but you may want to seek outside help, like with a financial advisor, because you don't want your business to fail just because of poor cash management. And leading from that previous stat, for those of you that may lack in certain areas where you may feel like you need help, having a business that has more than one owner increases your odds of making more money. It is a known fact that having a partner in business increases your odds of making money. You're putting two heads together to create one business. It makes sense. Where one person may lack, the other one can pick up, put two and two together, and you have a better chance of succeeding. That doesn't mean you have to have a partner though. But 46% of businesses only have one founder, so you can do it alone too. Here's a funny one that I thought was actually really interesting. These are for my parents out there, especially if there's any single mothers out there. I need you guys to tell me if this is really true or not. Owners of small businesses have reported that managing their business is four times more stressful than taking care of their kids. For those of you that actually have kids, do you think it's actually harder to manage and run your business than it is to raising your children? Which, by the way, of the few people that they surveyed for these statistics, 44% of those people actually had 2 or more children. So if they say running their business is 4 times more stressful than raising 2 or more children, that alone should let you know how difficult it is. It's not an easy run. There's always going to be something going on, and that's what makes it so stressful. But not to discourage you guys, because I tell you, I still wouldn't go back to a 9-to-5. I prefer the entrepreneurship over the 9-to-5 any day. And then one more stat for you guys, again, going along with failure. If you're afraid to fail, if you don't know if you'll make it, here's an idea of who makes it and for how long. In the first year, about 80% of businesses actually make it in the first year. 80% is a huge number for small businesses. Do you know how many businesses start up in a year? 80% of them actually survive their first year. For the second year, it's not far off. Second year is 70%. So just imagine if you stick it out for 2 years, you can be a part of that 70%. And then from after that second year, that's when you see the drop, which is normal. After the second year, so third year and more, only about 30% of small businesses actually survive. So are you going to be a part of that 30%? Are you going to stick it out, or are you going to give up? Let's see what happens. But enough with the stats. Let's talk about more of the reality of being an entrepreneur. This is the truth about being an entrepreneur, the truth about entrepreneurship. The one thing that I dread most about running a business, which I'm sure a lot of business owners can attest to this one. There's more paperwork than ever. Literally right behind my camera right now is my office. 2 desks back there, 2 computers back there. It's covered in papers right now because it's tax season, of course, so I have papers everywhere to make sure my books are matching up before taxes are filed. And it's not just tax time, it's paperwork daily. Paperwork that needs to be reported, paperwork that needs to be filed, invoices that need to be paid. No matter how much you try to go digital with everything, there's still so much paperwork. That is the truth behind being an entrepreneur. You can never get rid of the paperwork. One tip that I can give to you, which is something that will hit you once you become an entrepreneur, this is really the reality of being an entrepreneur. You'll want to surround yourself with supportive people, like-minded people, maybe other entrepreneurs that are doing the same thing, because not to discredit 9-to-5 people, but they don't understand what we deal with on a daily basis. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to, maybe run an idea by, get those frustrations out when things aren't going so well. You want to surround yourself with supportive, like-minded people. Another harsh truth about being an entrepreneur, all businesses, no matter how big or small, are in jeopardy of losing it all. I'm gonna repeat that again because I know everyone usually holds back on starting a business because of their fear of losing out. All businesses, no matter how big or small, is in jeopardy of losing it all. It can only take one small mistake, one wrong move, and you can lose it all. Trust me, doesn't matter what stage of business you're in, you run the risk of losing it. Being an entrepreneur is all a risk. And the reason things are in jeopardy is because every day there's something new. There's always a new problem, a new obstacle you have to get over, and if you can't figure it out, there's a possibility you can lose it all. So make sure you're a person that's really good with problem solving, or make sure you have someone on your team that's good with problem solving, and you should be fine. And the last truth for this video about being an entrepreneur, success takes a whole lot longer than 1 year. You may think it can be done in a year, but success does not happen overnight. This is a known fact, and any business owner out there can tell you success takes longer than 1 year. And with that being said, for next week's video, I'm going to be talking with a new entrepreneur that is running an up-and-coming boutique, and she's basically going to share her experience thus far and talk about the struggles that she's dealt with and what she's learned about being an entrepreneur, what she wishes she can change, and if she feels like entrepreneurship is for her. This is someone you guys are going to be able to truly be able to relate to, because she's going through the same thing that you guys are going through, and I feel it'll be great for you guys to hear it from another mouth than to just hear it from me. So make sure you have those notifications on so you'll get notified as soon as I upload that interview with this new boutique that you guys are going to learn all about next week. Oh, and also in that video too, I'll be answering the whole cliffhanger that I left off in last week's video about how long it actually takes you to make the profit off the inventory you'll be buying. So we'll be talking about that too, because she'll kind of touch base on that as well. So you'll finally get that answer also. Thank you for watching.